Hello everybody, and welcome to the 4th Wedlock on the channel. And that is going to be in the Unova Region of Pokemon Black. Now, as always, we're going to skip the boring starting stuff and get right into the game. And we're going to start a new game. So, first things first, if you are new to my channel, hello, my name is Kroma. I make Wedlock videos, clearly, as you can see. And this is the 4th one, as I just said. Now, I'm a lot like Maryland, so if you like that, that's great, because I try to be just like him, because he's the #1 idol for me in this, and that's basically as close as you can get to him as possible. Now, basically, I'm going to go over the rules first, but I want to start by choosing our character. Now, something else I need to point out. I always play as myself. My name is not Kroma, my real name is Jarrett. However, I made up the name Kroma when I was younger, and I've used it for everything ever since. There's only been one time that I've not played as Kroma, and this is going to be the second time. I am not going to be playing as Kroma like I have in every other challenge on the channel. I am going to be playing as the girl character, and I did a poll on Twitter, and I didn't really say what this was for, but some of you pieced it together pretty quickly, and it had 3 names on it. It had the name Kelly, Scarlet, and Violet on it. And I didn't let it run for too long because it wasn't really getting that many votes towards the end, so I just stopped it. And I'll put a picture of it on screen right here. But the winning name for my character was Violet. So we are going to be playing as Violet, and we are not Kroma, so it's going to be weird. But we are going to be playing through the Unova region as Violet. The reason I really decided on this was because in Black and White 2, I'm going to be playing with the Unova Link, I think it is, and Violet will be a part of the story. And if I play as Kroma now and Kroma then, it'll be 2 Kromas, and it'll be kind of weird. So I just thought it would be a little bit more story-driven to play as somebody other than myself. And who knows, maybe this will bring apart something wonderful, and we'll play as different people other than Kroma all the time. But we are going to be playing as Violet. That has something to do with the naming theme. I'll get into that in a few minutes here. And no, it's not colors. So, well, not just colors. Anyways, I'm going to get into the rules here. First off, I've done a lot of these challenges, and they're kind of easy for me with no extra rules. So I play with a lot of rules. If you don't know what a Wedlock Challenge is, you can find a link in the description made by the person that created the Wedlock Challenge, Maryland himself, and it will explain everything you need to know about it. It's pretty straightforward, but I play with a lot of extra rules to make it harder on myself. So I'll get into that after we choose our Pokemon here, just because we're about to choose and skip the beginning boring stuff, but I still want to be able to choose my Pokemon and talk over that stuff. I'll try and give voices for each of the characters. I do read a lot of the dialogue, just the beginning part, not necessary. We've seen it all so many times. It's just not necessary to go over. But yeah, basically in this game you have 2 rival protagonist friends who leave on your adventure with you and get a starter Pokemon, which are given to you by Professor Juniper, who is the professor of this region. And we're going to be choosing our starter first. Now, if you know me at all, I go by a thing that Maryland does, where you use the last number of your ID to determine your starter. I'm not going to be doing that this time. I'm going to choose the starter that I want to choose. I've used Oshawott countless amounts of times, so I'm not going to be choosing Oshawott. And I really dislike Tepig. It's my least favorite starter of all time, probably. So, we're going to be choosing Snivy, who is actually the hardest to use, in my opinion. But, just for kicks, let's see what my ID number is. My ID in this playthrough is going to be 06418. So, I would have got stuck with Oshawott once again. Not happening. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and sign my name here just to be kind of funny. I know I said skip the boring, but look at me. I'm going to go ahead and sign this. My handwriting is really good, believe me, but just really quick on a DS, we'll do that. I write in all caps, so there's something you didn't know if you didn't know. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and choose our Pokemon, which I kind of spoiled it, but it's okay. Oh, I forgot to change text speed to fast. This is going to haunt me. I've brought 3 Pokemon, one for you and each of your friends. Please settle your choices politely. Well, there's no polite choices here. I pick first, whether they like it or not. We're not choosing Tepig, we're not choosing Oshawott. Oshawott is my favorite of the Unova starters, and Snivy's a close second. And we're going to go ahead and pick Snivy. This is actually the Pokemon that I chose first when Black and White came out. This was my first starter in Unova. And I love Snivy, so we grab Snivy. Bianca's going to go ahead and grab Oshawott, and Charon is going to get Tepig. And that's great. Now, what do you do when you and your friends get a brand new Pokemon for the first time? You go ahead and tear up your bedroom and battle. So we're going to go ahead and fight up against Bianca here. The challenge doesn't technically start until I get Pokeballs, so this challenge, if I lose my Pokemon here, it does not count. The challenge does not start until the Pokeballs have been gotten. So if that happens, just forget about it. I don't want to do this takeover again just because of something silly like that. So anyways, here we go. First rival battle versus rival Bianca. First up, it's Oshawott. Alright, let's go Snivy. No nickname quite yet. I'll get into the naming theme as soon as we... Oh, it's a female! Yes! Oh, nerdgasm! Yeah, we got a female starter. That's definitely rare. 12.5% chance. Great! Well, I'm happy with that. I'm very pleased. Alright, let's go ahead and tackle this thing. And it's going to be a tackle war. We've all done it before. Snivy's got the... Well, that's great. Snivy has the biggest chance of dying right away. So, we're going to forget that it happened. Yeah! We got our crit. It's not going to happen. Thank you. Unless we crit again. Okay, good. Snivy has the biggest chance to faint. Basically, because it's the weakest attack-wise. And everything's going to do more damage. The only thing is Snivy's faster than all of them. So, it's kind of balanced. We went ahead and beat Bianca there, which is really nice. I'm pretty happy we didn't lose right away. Got a crit turn 1. That is literally saying, this is what this challenge is going to be like. Crit on the first attack ever. Great. As a little backstory on me in Black and White, I've done a wedlock on every Pokemon game, and I've won a wedlock on every Pokemon game, except for Black 2, and Black and White, because, I've done wedlocks on Black and White too, but I've never done a wedlock on Black and White. I've done one Nuzlocke on Black and White, and it was the first Nuzlocke I ever did. It has been an extremely long time, and this is the first wedlock I'll ever do on Black and White, so this should be a really crazy ride. I did a wedlock for a very short period of time on Black and White, and I lost my entire team to Elisa, except for my Audino. And I didn't continue, not because I gave up. My dog in real life actually died the following week, and I never went back to it. Really sad story there, but this will be the revenge run of Black and White wedlock. And here's the first rival battle against rival Charon. He's got a Tepig, just like I said. Let's go Snivy. Okay, so hopefully we can get through here. Don't lose Snivy. It'd be really nice. It also would give us a little head start with being level 6. But if it crits us at any point, we can pretty much kiss our win goodbye here. Unless we get a crit, like you guys saw with Oshawott. So, let's go ahead and take this guy out. Hopefully, please no crits. That would, if he crits me right here, we're instantly dead. So, I might, oh great. I don't know, I might, it doesn't matter. I just don't like the thought of going on with somebody that has fainted. I know it does not start, but it still would feel kind of weird. Hopefully, he doesn't crit me here. Okay, great. We're faster. We've won. Awesome work, Snivy. Yeah, we did it. It was sketchy both times, but Snivy's going to go ahead and go to level 6 there, which is really cool. And we're going to get to give this thing a nickname here shortly, but until then, we are going to go over the rules. It's going to be a little bit till we get to nickname him. Nickname her. It's weird. We got a female starter who's hype. Yes. All right, anyways, as for the rules, there's a rule I always use in my series called Previous Game Clause, which means I'm not allowed to use any Pokemon I've used for a long period of time. I can determine how long a long period of time is in any of my series. However, this series won't have that rule because you can only catch Unova Pokemon, and none of my series I have done, I've used a Unova Pokemon in. So that series isn't going to be here, but just keep in mind, I do use that in all my series, and it will be in Act in Black and White too. Next up, I'm going to be playing with Species Clause. This basically means that once I catch a Pokemon of a specific evolutionary line, say, for example, a Purloin, I'm not allowed to catch another Purloin or Liepard or any of its evolutions or anything like that. They don't count, and I can go on to the next encounter. Another thing I'm going to be playing with this time is Gift Clause. I like to play with Gift Clause. There's not too many Gift Pokemon in this game. The only reason I'm doing it this time is I want to use a Munna. And I've never used a Munna before, and you get Panpour. Well, I'll be getting Panpour. Will I? yeah, I'll be getting Panpour. So, if you get Panpour, you're not normally allowed to get Munna because you get that as your encounter. But I want to be able to use Munna, at least have a chance to, so I'm playing with Gift Claws. The only Gift Claws Pokemon in this game that are used, let me go ahead and look at what I've got written down here. The only Pokemon that count as a gift Pokemon in this game are the Larvesta egg, the fossil Pokemon, and the Pansage, the Pansear, or Panpour. So that's the only Pokemon I'll be able to get free out of this. It's not really too big of a deal. I don't know what I'll do to determine my fossil. I love Arcan. Archeops is actually my favorite Unova Pokemon, which is something pretty interesting. But I'll probably flip a coin or something, just to keep it randomized a little bit. Next up, I'm playing with Shiny Claws, obviously. If I do run into a Shiny Pokemon, which I'm no longer allowed to say will never happen, because, yeah, I did get a Shiny in the Heart Gold Wedlock, if you didn't see that. It wasn't live or anything, but I did get it. And they're 1,8192 in this game, so it'd be really cool if that happened. I doubt it, but who knows. And another thing is I'm only allowed to use 3 healing items per battle per pair. Standard rule for me. It causes a lot of deaths. It's definitely the hardest rule for sure, alongside the level limit, which I'll also be playing with. My Pokemon can't go above the next gym leader's highest level Pokemon. Exceptions can be made if it was deemed not my fault. Very rare circumstances, like if something gets whirlwinded in or something like that, and they go a level past the level limit, that's not my fault. So if something like that happens, then it can be overlooked. I'll go over to the rest of the... there's only one more rule real quick I'll go over. The level limit is 14, 20, 23, 27, 31, 35, 39, 43, and 52 for the Elite Four. It'll be on the sidebar. Which, another thing I want to point out, in the sidebar, as you can see, the question of the day, there's this little head next to it. That is actually a custom-made Trozy head for my actual human self that was made by Invisible Resolve. I give her a whole bunch of shout-outs all the time. She does a lot of the artwork for me. She made my mini-me and all that stuff, so definitely go show her some support there. It's really cool that we've got that little head now. It's adorable, and it looks really cool in the question of the day, I think. And the last rule that I'm playing with is Genderless Claws. In Wedlocks, genderless Pokemon can't normally be used, and I like to give every Pokemon a chance, so I allow them. If I encounter a genderless Pokemon, I flip a coin. If it's heads, it will be a male. If it's tails, it will be a female. And I remember this by PC placement. I have a box for males, I have a box for females, so that's basically the way that I remember who's what, basically. Okay, so, give our Pokemon a nickname. It is time to give the first nickname of the series for our female Snivy. Now, I already have a nickname decided for this, but I do have to go over the nicknaming theme. I do play with a nickname theme almost every time. I probably always will. I don't really like to just do things on the spot. Having a theme is a lot more fun, in my opinion. And I decided on one that is very unique and has definitely never been done before. There's some really wacky, really cool names. And I had an Easter egg of it over on Twitter, and nobody has been able to figure it out. The naming theme that I have decided on is Crayola Crayon Colors. Now, you might be thinking, that's just colors. You would be surprised. I'll go over a couple of the names on this list that are very weird, and that would make some really cool names. There's Inchworm, there's Ogre Odor, Razzmatazz, Fuzzy Wuzzy, Magic Mint, Jelly Bean, Bubblegum, Moonstone, Moona, Stonewash, Mummy's Tomb, Yamask, I already have your name, like, Frostbite, Heatwave. These are actual crayons, and I thought this was a really unique and cool name. I've got a list made up of them, and we're going to go ahead and go through all of these names throughout the adventure, and we're going to start off by naming this Snivy. This is a reference to one of my close friends, actually, Invisible Resolve. She has a Serperior that she loves very much, and its name is actually on this list, and we're going to name this Snivy Shamrock. So, we have Shamrock, the Snivy. Great start to a great adventure, hopefully. We have Shamrock, the Snivy. I really hope you like that naming theme. Tell me what you think of it. It's very wacky, very unique. That's my favorite part of a naming theme, is using something somebody else has never done. My favorite naming theme before this that I used was Roller Coasters, the one I used in Platinum, and that was really cool and different. And I like to come up with a theme that's very different and unique to me. And you know, didn't really think I could come up with anything better than roller coasters. And I'm very proud of this one, so hope you guys enjoy this playthrough and all the names that we end up using. And if you've got any crazy crayon names that you can think of, tell me down below and I'll see if they're on the list or not. And yeah, it's going to be really great. Another thing I want to talk about for this series is, sorry if you hear clicking at all, I'm clicking through my notepads to remember all the rules and all that stuff to get the first episode going really well. So let's go ahead and check out our Snivy Shamrock here. Let's go ahead and see what its nature is. It has a careful nature, which is, well, that's not the greatest. It could hurt us, it could help us. One of those natures. Not really that big of a deal. Alright, another thing that I want to go over is artwork. I got a couple pieces of fan art, actually 2 as of recording this, from the Heart Gold Wedlock that I didn't get to put into the Red episode. I want to go ahead and put those on screen right now. One was kind of, as he described it, little derpy art, a drawing on the food that we named Pokemon after, which I thought was really cool. I really liked that. It gave me a big laugh. I loved it. It was awesome. And the other one is a drawing of Gugaries and lasagna, which was really cool. I loved that. It looks awesome. The art style for that is incredible. It reminds me of Wind Waker a little bit. Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I really like that. Really, really cool. So I'll put those on screen for you guys to see. And one more thing I want to talk about. A lot of information this episode. It's the first episode. That's how it happens. And a lot of skipping, boring dialogue. We got the town map right there. Never going to be used. You know, basic stuff. But another thing I want to point out is my favorite girl character to play as is definitely Helga. I think her name's Helga. Helga? I think so, maybe? Hilda. Hilda, not Helga. Hey, Arnold, what are you doing? No, but seriously, references for days. No. Another thing I want to point out is a lot of people in the Heart Gold Wedlock, when they were watching it, they would play along. I want to encourage that. That is so cool that people want to play along with the series. That is incredible. I love hearing about it. If you want to do a black or white Wedlock or even a Nuzlocke alongside me while I play through this, feel free to update me in the comments. That's awesome. I love that interactivity. That interactiveness. What is that word? No, but I love interacting with you guys. It's really great. And I love to see you guys hang out in the comments and talk amongst yourselves. So cool. I love it. Feel free to do a black and white Wedlock alongside me. It'd be awesome. I'd love to hear about it. So, normally I cut out these tutorials, but we're almost done. Yeah, I'll just cut it. Alright, guys. Professor Juniper showed us how to catch a Pokemon. Not really rocket science there, Juniper. So, she's going to go ahead and give us our first Pokeballs, which is now officially the challenge has started. So, anybody dies at this point, they are gone. That's it. The challenge has started. Hardcore. Let's do this. And we could get our first Pokemon. Now, some people aren't really going to like this one, but I am going to try and avoid getting my encounter here. You might be thinking, why? I'd like to save Route 1 for getting an Autono. It's the best route for me to just get rid of Autono as an encounter. And it can help you exploit and get some really cool things later on in the game. I can get on Autono anywhere, but this is the best route for me to get it. So, having a male starter is actually beneficial for doing that. The encounter rate in Generation 5 is really high. Well, at least black and white. So, the chances of me getting a male Pokemon here are very, very high. We'll see what happens. I'll just go ahead and walk through. And if we get a Pokemon, we get a Pokemon. So, my encounter for Route 1 could be, that would be the best thing to get. It's a Lillipup. Awesome. So, throughout all my adventures, we always have this normal type Pokemon who has been our lord and savior throughout the challenge. We had Heather the Slacking, Gauntlet the Ambipom, and we had Papadum the Dunsparce. This Lillipup could be the our normal type guy that's here for us throughout the entire game. It'd be really cool. Lillipup is really strong. It's very possible this thing knocks us out here with a crit tackle. Hopefully we can bag it with a Pokeball and stop that from happening. That would be really nice. I'd hate to... Black and white are brutal. It is really bad. You've got to be very careful through the beginning part of the game, and this thing could wipe me right here. Don't do it. Don't do it, Lillipup. Don't do it. Okay, we're good. Oh, God, do I have healing items? I don't. Get in the ball, Lillipup. Don't do it. Don't do it. I don't want to restart. Don't do it. Okay, we got him. Awesome. Maybe this will be our normal type guy. Maybe this guy will die in an episode. You never know. We've had a normal type guy the entire length of the channel, and I'd love to see this guy make it. So I used a Lillipup that meant the world to me in the original Black Nuzlocke that I was talking about, and his name was Comrade. I loved him, I remember where he died, and I will tell you guys one day where that was. Either way, I'm going to get a nickname for this Lillipup. I'm going to check my list, and I will be right back. Alright guys, I got a nickname for this guy. Now, I wanted to save this name for a female fire type, but it fits his color scheme, and I want to talk about this. I've recently watched all of Danny Phantom, and I wanted a reference to my favorite ghost in that show. And I was going to save this for Litwick, but this is apparently a kind of brown. It's not the exact name, but anybody that's seen this show will know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll definitely remember her name. The nickname for this Lillipup is going to be Umber. So we have Umber, the Lillipup. Umber is a tiny, minuscule reference to Ember from Danny Phantom. I was going to save that for... Oh, come on. I knew it would have an attack-lowering nature. Every Lillipup you ever catch does. Why? Oh, okay. I went ahead and healed up at my mother. So, this first episode is going to be kind of tedious. I got to get these guys trained up a little bit. I'd like to get them both to about level 7. Because there's a fight coming up right away that's really sketchy. And you can definitely get wiped at it if you don't know what you're doing. So, gotta be... Oh my gosh. I already missed repels. Oh man, alright. So I fought up a Patrat there. I switched train right there. Got them both in there. Really sketchy. I don't like this. The training at the beginning of the game is very scary. Shamrock learned Vine Whip right there. It's gonna be a lot of running back and forth to the to my mom. So I'll tell you guys what. Something I want to point out is I'm going to be using... I'm going to do training montages again. I'm going to record training and put it in the video sped up. I'm going to try to do that anyways. I didn't do that in Heart Gold because the files were just far too large. But in black and white, training is a lot easier. So it's something I can definitely put in the video for you guys. And I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up. And I will see you guys when everybody's trained up to an adequate level. Alright guys, I went ahead and trained everybody up. Got them both to level 8, and I went through the route a little bit and grabbed the potion from that woman. Sniby's still the same, but Umber has Bite now, which is super awesome. That's going to be really good. And we can move forward now, which is awesome. So, hopefully we can go through here without any encounters. Yeah, nice. And when we get here, they're like, hey, I want to compare who has the most Pokemon. And yeah, we all have the same number. So they both just caught one Pokemon. They must be doing a Nuzlocke Wedlock too. Sounds pretty great. So the extra transceiver thingy is ringing. Yeah, I'm not going to... I'll be honest with you guys. I call that the extra transceiver. Just a thing I did when I was younger. Still kind of call it the extra transceiver. Or the X transceiver sometimes, but I call it the extra transceiver. Not gonna lie, I feel kind of stupid, but I know what it is. So yeah, Juniper wants to show us how to use the PC and the Pokemon Center. Well, not in this Wedlock. Sorry. Alright guys, I cut out the boring tutorials. I always try to anyways, and unless I'm talking or something. But once you leave the Pokemon Center, there's this crowd gathered over here, and Charon's like, Violet, come here, we need to check this out, we need to investigate. So there's these guys, and this strange man, and he's all like, my name is Getsus. I am here representing Team Plasma. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to talk to you about Pokemon Liberation. I'm sure most of you believe that we humans and Pokemon are partners that have come to live together because we want and need each other. However, is that really the truth? Have you ever considered that perhaps we humans only assume that this is the truth? Pokemon are subject to the selfish commands of trainers. They get pushed around when they are our partners at work. Can anyone say with confidence that there is no truth in what I'm saying? Now, ladies and gentlemen, Pokemon are different from humans. They are living beings that contain unknown potential. They are living beings. Tell me, what are our responsibility towards these wonderful beings called Pokemon? That's right, we must liberate the Pokemon. Then and only then, we humans and Pokemon try by equals. Everyone, I end my words here today by imploring you to consider the relationship between Pokemon and people and the correct way to proceed. We sincerely appreciate your attention. Oh man, I bet that guy's throat hurts after all that talking. Yeah, I bet he has trouble with his throat. He probably needs some cough drops. I know I do. Yeah. Your Pokemon, just now it was saying. Slow down, you talk too fast. And what's this about Pokemon talking? That's an odd thing to say. Yes, they're talking. Oh, then you can't hear it either. How sad. My name is N. My name is Charon, and this is Violet. We were asked to complete the Pokedex, and we just left on our journey. My main goal is to become the champion, though. The Pokedex, eh? So you're going to confine many Pokemon in the Pokeballs for that, then. I'm a trainer, too, but I can't help wondering are Pokemon really happy that way? Violet, is it? Let me hear your Pokemon's voice again! Alright, first battle against mysterious guy N. Let's do this. First up, it's Purloin. That's his only Pokemon at this point. Level 7, Dark type. Let's go, Shamrock. Alright, let's Shamrock and roll our way to victory. Yeah, it's just like we're goping for the win. And that's about it. Yeah, let's do it. Vine Whip. Oh man, the puns are strong with the Pokemon names. I hope you understand. Yeah. I'll stop talking now. Yeah, Vine Whip. Take this Purloin out of here, Shamrock. Scratch. That's a crit. Good. I was hoping that was a crit because that did quite a bit of damage, and that's why you got to train for this. You can get floored here if you don't have at least a couple levels on him. The Purloin's not that bad, but if you only have your starter at this point, it can be kind of hard. So, especially if you didn't buy anything. Oh, it's something else I need to point out. I bought 10 Pokeballs, and I spent the rest of the money on potions. Just to stock up. You don't really need that starting cash. It's better to spend it and have it for the future. With that, Shamrock grew to level 9. Awesome. Alright. That's it for this guy. I never expected to hear Pokemon say such things. He does talk fast. It's like I knew he talked fast before I started. As long as Pokemon are confined in Pokeballs, Pokemon will never become perfect beings. I have to change the world from Pokemon because they're my friends. Interesting. What do you have to say about that, Charon? He's a strange guy, but I'm not going to worry about it. Trainers and Pokemon help each other out. Listen, I'm going on ahead. I want to battle the gym leader in the next town, Stratton City. Aim to battle gym leader after gym leader. The best way for a trainer to become stronger is to challenge the gym leaders in each area. This is very correct. But we're not going to be doing that in this episode. We're going to go ahead and look in this trash can because it's empty. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this episode, a like is appreciated. It helps out a great deal. And if you want to see more Pokemon Nuzlocks, Wedlocks, or Pokemon Let's Plays, feel free to subscribe. And me, Shamrock, and Umber, we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.